It's all going on at West Ham. It is all going on at West Ham. We've made our 7th summer signing of the transfer window, and Emerson Palmieri coming in yesterday, and the relentless amount of links is carrying on as West Ham and David Moyes have confirmed we've made a £40 million bid. We didn't confirm the price, but we have made a bid for Lucas Paqueta from Lyon, as well as making an improved offer for Hans Vanaken. Welcome back to the Hammers Headlines. This is a show in association with the guys over at Knees Up Mother Brown. Go and check them out on kumb.com. Great content, great forum. And like I said, always you've got fans from all over the world where you all go to have good banter. You find out really good information as well. And of course, you get some breaking news on the website as well. So make sure you do go and check them out. Now, it was the press conference today ahead of the Europa League playoff. Europa Conference League playoff second leg against Viborg as West Ham travel to Denmark. And David Moyes was in the hot seat with Jared Bowen. And he went on, and the first question he was asked today was, what's your thoughts on Viborg? And he went on and he said, I think we've got to do everything we possibly can to qualify, which we will do. I don't think there are any easy playoff games these days. Everybody wants to be involved in the group stages, as do we. To play Thursday, Sunday, we have always been it. If you look past last year at what happened to the club, how people saw the club in its profile, we've probably not had that in a long time. It's really difficult to play Thursday, Sunday, and that's the problem with these competitions. It's not that you don't want to be in them, but it can be a drain on any team, but we want to get through. And I don't think he's being a negative there. I think people might look at some of those comments and think it's negative. But it's just that word that we constantly say, transitioning. It's a club in transition. It's a team in transition. We've got to have the patience with what he is trying to achieve at this club. He was asked about team news, and he said, Angelo, as in Ogbonna, has been huge for us. He's a huge personality for us and a really important player. I think we probably brought him back a bit sooner than we'd like to, but we needed him. He's not fully ready yet, but we feel last week's game was a good one for him to get back into it. He's been here 7 years now, and he's very experienced. Vladimir Safal was knocked out against Brighton. He's fine, but the concussion protocols are he can't play. So we do know that Vladimir Safal will not play the game due to the protocols. We don't know what the smoke and mirrors situation is with Ogbonna, because obviously he played last week. Will we see him feature again for the Viborg game? We will have to wait and see for the team news again tomorrow as well. David Moyes was asked about being a manager and what the pressure is like. He said that's what happens here at West Ham. It comes with being a side that has high expectations. As a manager, I want those high expectations because that means we've done well. Sometimes you don't always reach them, but I always want, I'm always telling players we're reaching for the stars. So I like that kind of positivity, and it's true. It reads ring. It makes sense. You know, we have high expectations as West Ham fans. We probably have some higher expectations, and when things don't go right, we go, well, here comes West Ham. But this time around, you know, we've got the high expectations because we've seen consistency for 2 seasons, and we're expecting that again for a 3rd season. So fingers crossed we can get that for the 3rd season. He was asked about the new signing in Emerson Palmieri. He says, for me, we've been looking for help for Creswell for a while. It's been difficult to find a player for that position, but Emerson was always really high on my list. Emerson, we were able to get over the line, and I'm hoping he will show us what he can do. He will not play because he was not registered for the first leg. So if anyone's expecting to see Emerson Palmieri feature in the game against Viborg tomorrow, it's not happening. He was not available for the first leg. Therefore, he's not a registered player for the playoff. But we, you know, good signing, you know, versatile player. That's what it's all about. Versatility and fitness levels and bringing that kind of winning mentality to the club, which I think he definitely will offer as well. Now, he was asked about the squad turnover, and he says making changes can be difficult. We've made some great strides. People are seeing us as a top team in a difficult market. Being a top 6 club, you need to attract top players. Our owners have been brilliant. We got Gianluca. They supported us all the way and still are. There are some players we can't get as they don't see us as a biggie. Difficult trying to get players to step up. And it's true. I can see that. And that is part of the transition. And he says it in a recent interview where he actually says that when I first came to the club, I was signing players to get us out of the relegation zone. And now I'm trying to sign us players that can actually push us into the next stage of trying to, transition into that top six. And when you're trying to sign those players may or may not like the club and may or may not know much about the club or may not be interested in signing for West Ham and maybe looking for other contracts from other clubs, in the top four, etc. But that is part and parcel of what happens when you're a club like West Ham trying to challenge and sign these players and try and challenge the top four for players. How can you convince a player to come to West Ham over them? It does become tougher. Moyes was then, of course, prompted for transfers. He said, "Would never persuade people. I want people who want to come. I'm trying to attract top players to come." So I like that. He's not going to have to sit there and persuade players to come. He doesn't want that. I think gone are the days where West Ham have had to sit down and go, "Please come to the club. We'll do this, we'll do that to appease you." And that doesn't really tend to work out. He wants players that actually want to believe in the fight and the passion of what he's trying to create at West Ham. And that's what gives you the confidence in the signings. Yes, I know the fan base are going to go, "Well, when are we going to see these signings?" Don't worry, we'll see them. But it makes you feel comfortable knowing that Emerson Palmieri knows the score and Gianluca Scamacca knows the score. Max Cornet knows the score, So it does make it interesting. But he was prompted again on a particular player, and this is what he said on Hans Vanaken: "We have made an improved bid for him." So if we are in the market for Hans Vanaken, it looks like we are not just looking at one but potentially two midfielders. And Hans Vanaken and the next player I'm going to talk about can play in a similar position, deep lying midfielders, but can be creative, ball carrying, and can push forward as much as they possibly can. So that definitely is interesting because there's other links to other players like Conor Gallagher who have rapped on about non-stop over the last few months that West Ham should push the boat out for to get. But he then was asked about this player, Lucas Paqueta, and he does actually say, "We have bid for him, can play as a 10 or as an 8, can play as a false 9. And I think his pedigree is really good. Doesn't always guarantee that it works, but hope it helps towards getting better. So he's committing to the fact that, yeah, we have made the bid for Paqueta. We're led to believe it's £40 million, according to reports. And it's just a beg to differ. The question is, will he sign for the club and will Leon accept the offer of £40 million, or when any of the other clubs come in and be of interest to him? Leave your comments in the comment section, of course, as well. Bowen was joining David Moyes today, Jared Bowen, for the press conference. We know that players go in to the press conference for the Europa League conference. So he said, "We have a 2-goal lead going into the away game. We have to be respectful of the opposition. They will create a good atmosphere. We have to be clever, have a lot of games coming up. And now it's about momentum and winning football games. It's a trophy. And as players, you want to win trophies. We want to go all the way. That's the ambition of the club for the fans. Good for the fans to have European football, a great competition, a trophy we want to be successful in as well." So good things he's saying there. He goes on and he talks about goals. He says, "I don't think we've created enough chances, not the start that we expected, and it's been a difficult games, but no excuse. Can only keep working, keep improving. Everything will click. We can't forget what we've achieved as a club, and we know how good we can be." And I totally agree with that, and I think they do. And it's going to take a little while. They seem to be taking a little bit while to get kicking into the right gear. They're on low gears just now, and we want them to get into the right place at the right time, and I think hopefully it'll click soon. And let's start by getting this victory over Viborg and getting over the line and getting ourselves into the group stages of the Europa Conference League if we can. Bowen then was speaking about the team in particular, and he says to see Angelo Ogbonna back, he's delighted to have him back. What I've seen of Gianluca Scamacca is really good and really positive, and I think in every team you need competition for places. I'm delighted for him scoring his first goal, and he'll get many more. I'm excited to see him play. The Italian and French mafia has taken over the dressing room, which you can see with the players that we have brought in to the club. Now, that does bring an end to your David Moyes press conference. He has confirmed we made the offer for Paqueta. He's confirmed we've put in an improved offer for Hans Vanaken. What we do know is there's not long to go until the transfer window closes, and we're going to be busy in the market. He's only going to add players that can add real value to this squad. Go and check out my West Ham Daily from earlier on, where I talk about squad depth in particular. I do an interesting video on Lucas Paqueta, what he can bring to the club. And there's an all-you-need-to-know video about Hans Vanaken as well. But last but not least, you need to go and check out this video, and you have to subscribe to the channel, because we have had this boy on Agent Obiang, we're going to call him Pedro Obiang. Make sure you check out the channel by subscribing to it, and you'll get to see our interview with the main man, currently of Sassuolo in Serie A in Italy, former West Ham player. And we talk about Gianluca Scamacca. We talk about that goal against Tottenham. And we talk about his career at West Ham. What a lovely guy. What an amazing guy. And one of the best interviews we've actually gone ahead and done. But like I said, if you are new around here, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Please go and check out KUMB.com as well. Stay safe, everybody, and come on, you Irons.